Hey everyone, welcome to our show Timeout. I'm your host Trey Avant with my co-host, my brother Noah Avant, and this is a two-man webcast that discusses sports and entertainment. Before we begin, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Boca Raton Tribune on all social media platforms. Just look for at Boca Tribune on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also follow the show on Instagram at _timeout7. Huddle up, it's time for a timeout. All right, Noah, All-Star Weekend has passed. Some of the results include Demontis Sabonis winning the skills challenge, Stephen Curry winning the three-point contest, Anthony Simmons winning the dunk contest, and Team LeBron winning the All-Star game with Giannis being named MVP. What were your thoughts on All-Star weekend?
Let's start at the first WTF moment. How does Cassius Stanley lose the dunk contest?
He got robbed.
Bro, the fact that he literally jumped up, put the ball between the legs that he just jumped off of, and made it look effortless. Wow to me.
It only got a 44. Someone gave him an 8, I think.
Yeah, like, bro, I mean, I get it. I really do get it. You have the older generation coming in and watching and being the judge. But let's really talk about their dunks. These guys are doing in-game dunks today. Those dunk contest dunks were in-game dunks today. Mm-hmm. I think Dominique was doing reverse slams, and people's only rebuttal is, oh, he brought the rim down. Okay, so you want Aaron Gordon to bring the rim down too after he does it? Take the ball out the mascot's hand and does a 360. Like, so Cassius Stanley would have brought the rim down some more after he dunked it. He would have got a 10. At this point, it's just they gotta do better with this reffing. I mean, with not reffing, the judging. I feel like the fans should get more involved. After all, since this event is for the fans, these events are for the fans, especially the dunk contest. Why not have the fans interact and have them tally it up? You have everybody do dunks and then let the fans choose who won. Because at this point, I'm tired of going on Twitter and seeing some rebuttals for who won. And I'm pretty sure these players are too. Let's let the fans do it. If their fans want this, let the fans pick. You can have judges up there and let them put their little 2 cents in, because at the end of the day, that's what they look forward to. But we got to do better with this, because this is unacceptable.
I agree.
Secondly, Giannis not missing a shot.
Went perfect.
That's I think that's an All-Star game record, isn't it?
Has to be.
Wow, Giannis. I mean, he was taking some threes too. These weren't all dunks, folks. He was shooting threes, mid-range jump shots. He was really getting it in.
It's a shame he can't do that in the
playoffs. Go ahead.
It's a shame he can't do that in the playoffs.
Hey, man. It's one of those.
It's a shame.
Hey, man, it's one of those things I feel like when you get in the playoffs, like, the atmosphere is different. The air is a lot thinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like climbing a mountain. In the regular season, you climb up, you're really walking through the valley. You're getting to the mountain to climb up the mountain. And then once you get halfway towards the end, towards the actual end, midway to the end of the season, you're actually on that mountain. And when you get to the playoffs, when the air gets thinner, you're just about at that mountaintop. And it's like your air is thinner. Everybody out there's playing better. Let me say this. All of the really good players are going to play even better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
you seen what Jimmy did,
right? I mean, and I tell you this all the time. Like, whenever you're talking about playoff basketball, you have to understand everybody's going. In order for a team to actually progress, the stars stats have to get better. If you're averaging 21.4 points a game in a regular season, you need to average 25.3 in the postseason. That's just to even get past the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to at least go up. I'm not saying you need to go up a whole point, but you need to at least go up at least 0.5, 0.3 to 0.5.
Yeah, like, speaking about Jimmy, you seen his stats was like relatively similar, from the regular season to the postseason until he got to the finals, when he was averaging like 30 points a game. He was having a triple-double practically during the finals because he had to step his game up.
I believe it was like 28.3, 8 and 8. Like, guy was hooping. But
Mhm.
it's a different game now. And speaking of the Miami Heat, the trade deadline's within a couple weeks. And there's been a lot of rumblings about Vucevic, LaMarcus Aldridge, uh, God knows who else. PJ Tucker, even Victor
Drummond,
Oladipo,
Oladipo.
Andre Drummond. Like all of these players could potentially be in South Beach. I mean, Trey, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, we're in the Heat. I feel like the Heat are in a great position. They're set up to have a nice run. The second half of the season is a lot easier on the Heat. They're starting to find their flow. Jimmy's back. He's healthy. Bam's a little injured. But I think the Heat are definitely going to make a trade. I don't know how big the trade is going to be exactly. Um, I don't think they're going to trade for Oladipo. They might. Like if you're going to trade for PJ Tucker, for example, you might as well trade for Oladipo as well.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like Oladipo's probably going to come to the Heat regardless, whether he, you know what I'm saying. So there's always that. Also, Kyle Lowry. Reports have been coming out that he's been saying, telling people, oh, for the last month, I'm going to get traded. I'm going to get traded. I'm going to get traded. And he could be a good fit for the Heat. You know,
Uh,
swap Kendrick Nunn out for Kyle Lowry.
yeah. I have heard reports though. Bleacher Report actually broke it recently that they actually aren't planning on letting him go. They're gonna keep him.
Who?
Kyle Lowry. So I mean, I don't necessarily see them. I don't see why they would want to let Kyle Lowry go unless they believe that much in Fred VanVleet. But
I mean, Van Lee is really good.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily want Kyle Lowry in Miami either.
I
If
can
I'm being,
understand why.
what I'm saying, BBW is just he. I don't think he's conditioned enough to.
Oh, well, the conditioning is not really, it's not that big of a deal because, well, I think
What?
I, no, wait, hold on. So when it comes to conditioning, I think I feel like he's in basketball shape right now. I mean, because it's the middle of the season, he's in
Yeah,
basketball shape.
it's the
But
difference
like,
between being in basketball shape though and Miami Heat in shape. Like Hassan Whiteside could not make it through. Jimmy
but
Butler
I'm
fell
saying
in love
it's
with conditioning in Miami. Like
but it's
the
different now because
Miami Heat.
this is the mid season. If it was the beginning of the season, yeah, but this is the middle of the season. He don't have time to wait for Kyle Lowry.
I don't know, bro. I personally, I'm just not a fan of Kyle Lowry. You know what I'm
You don't
saying?
like you don't like his game or what?
I don't feel like he would fit well in our system.
What is that? I mean, he's a tough, hard nosed player.
Yes, he
You know,
is.
plays solid defense, can shoot the three, good playmaking ability. Like, isn't that what we need?
But can he run with us? Is the question.
I feel like he could.
I'd rather have Victor Oladipo.
But at the same time, like, what do you mean, like, run with us? I mean, like, it's not like the
I
Heat.
mean,
It's not like this is the big three Heat.
I'm just saying, like, either rate, Bam and Jimmy move. They move the dope down the court, bro. They're not playing with nobody. The pack and
Yeah,
Mel is gone.
Kyle
Like,
do it too.
I don't
Or you're
know.
acting like Jimmy and Bam are like complete speedsters, like Wade and LeBron.
They're not. I'm not saying that they're speedsters, but I am saying that they're faster than Kyle Lowry.
I mean, probably.
Okay, that's the problem. That's a problem. Your point, in
So
my
You
opinion,
think Goran is just a much better fit?
I think Goran's faster than Kyle Lowry, and Goran's older than him. That's a problem. In my opinion, and it's just me speaking out, thinking out loud, your point guard is supposed to be the fastest guy on the court. If he's not the fastest, the next guy that's going to be faster than him is the shooting guard.
But the Heat don't even really like have that type of style right now. Like that up tempo style, that's not really our game right now.
Because we don't necessarily have the guys for it. I mean, they don't have the point guard for it. We have the guys. Jimmy and Bam could for sure run the floor like that.
Yeah, but we haven't been doing that, so it's not that big of a
That's
deal.
why that's why Giannis would have been such a good fit for us because Giannis moves, he runs.
Mm-hmm.
I want a point guard to run. That's why I love Victor Oladipo in Miami or DeMar DeRozan. Guys is gonna get out there and run. That's gonna, see you later. When the ball comes off the rim, it's see you later. That's my whole thing. That's just me personally.
Mm-hmm.
But Blake Griffin, speaking of running the floor, he's now with New Jersey. He's now with the Brooklyn Nets. This is hilarious. I mean, I find it funny all this to be 36-year-old LeBron James is comical. I'm Trey. I'm saying this on record. If the Nets lose with this team to LeBron James and the Lakers, or any team for that matter, this team sucks. I'm not even gonna give them the it's 1 year. Wade and Bron and Boston. They have 4 guys on this team. Really 5, including DeAndre Jordan. I'm not
really
even
3.
Hmm?
Really 3. Really 3.
It's really 5. I'm
really
not going to disrespect DeAndre Jordan. I'm
gonna disrespect both of them.
You're crazy. You're wild.
Blake Griffin averages like 12 points a game.
He played for the Pistons.
He's the best player on the Pistons. Best player averaging 12 points a game.
They suck.
All right then, that's his fault.
Are you serious right now?
Bro, if he was any good, don't you think his stats would be better? Michael Carter Williams was on the worst team in the league, averaging 17 a game. Won Rookie of the Year.
Oh my god.
Blake's on the worst team in the league, averaging 12.
Bro, I watch. Just watch.
You think Blake gonna average like 20 points a game?
Blake Griffin was on a team that actually had players around him. Blake Griffin's not a guy that's gonna make his own offense. If that's what you're looking for, okay, that's dead in the water. But now you're telling me he's not gonna do nothing with Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant? You're crazy. He's reunited with DeAndre Jordan? You're crazy. That's Lob City Part 2.
DeAndre Jordan he barely plays. Only reason he's still on the team instead of Jared Allen is because that's KD's dog. That's the only reason he's still on the team.
Trey.
No.
Just watch and learn. And if they get Andre Drummond, I really don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about losing. If they lose, Trey, I mean anything less than an NBA trophy this year, they suck. They stink. I'm not hearing none of that. It's their first year together talk. Y'all suck. Y'all stink. Get out of here. Y'all
so they're the best team in the East right now?
Absolutely. On paper, at least.
On paper, yeah. But you think they're better than a red hot Sixers team?
Yeah. Easily.
Even with Joel Embiid dropping like 40 and 15.
Joel Embiid is going to get his, but he's still going to take an L because his team is not up to par with that team. There's not many teams there's really not many teams in the league that can keep up with him. And realistically speaking, the Lakers can't keep up with this team. On paper, okay, let me take that back.
Okay.
On paper, the Lakers team cannot keep up with these guys.
No team in the league on paper can keep up with them.
You know what I'm saying?
But on paper and being like actually on the court is two different things. Like look at the Bucks from last year. On paper, they're the best team in the league. They had the best record.
Actually, the Clippers are the best team on paper.
No, I'm talking about like record wise.
Valid. Okay.
Yeah, they were the best team in the league on paper, but they lost in the second round. First of all, they struggled throughout the whole bubble. Struggled in the first round.
You also have
the Magic.
You got to take into account that they played the Miami Heat last year.
The Heat honestly were just like a really bad matchup for them. The Heat had people for Giannis. They had like 3 to 4 people to guard Giannis. It was a bad matchup for them.
That's his fault.
But
he cannot shoot basketball.
He can't shoot at all. And Chris Middleton folded too. Real talk, like just going back to the topic of the Heat. What were your thoughts on Myers Leonard? Getting suspended by the Heat for his racial slur while playing Warzone.
He got sniped by a 12-year-old, and the first thing he says is an offensive slur. I watched the video, and it's just like I was watching it, and if I didn't even have the background knowledge of knowing he was going to say something bad, I would have known he was going to say something bad. Because it's like he was thinking of something to say. And
he took a pause. He took a pause.
He was saying, you, K-word. Like, what are you thinking about?
Yeah.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. I think we should have traded him. I didn't want him in Miami anyway.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
I mean, honestly, I think his career is over at this point. Well, at least in the NBA, he might be playing in Europe somewhere, but like right now, it's over. He's
literally a Fortnite character. He sucks.
Like,
he looks like a Fortnite character. He's terrible.
He's injured. He's not very good. He has a team option that he could just let him go. it's raps.
Yeah, he sucks. But yeah, no, he needs to go. I don't want to harp too much on this subject because he's a terrible person and he doesn't need to be in the league anymore. But
Yeah,
I believe we
he's
have a
out of there.
commercial.
Yeah. You are watching Timeout with the Avant Bros. If you enjoy the show, please click the share button to share the stream with all your friends. Also, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Boca Raton Tribune on all social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just look for @Boca Tribune. You can also follow the show on Instagram at @the_timeout7. See you soon.
Information. If it exists in writing, we print it. If it exists online, we update it. If it exists on mobile, we notify. If it exists in video, we show it. If it exists in audio, we play it. In the past, the news had to wait for a paper to print for it to happen. Today, news happens in real time. It's analyzed, edited, and published immediately by us, your neighbors, and of course, you. Wherever you are, you write, edit, give opinions, share photos, and make the news happen. This is why a paper needs to be on print, on screen, and on your phone. Wherever you are, your news has its pulse in the community. The Boca Raton Tribune. We are much more than just a newspaper. We are your closest neighbor.
Welcome back, everyone. We're moving on to the NFL now. NFL teams have finally assigned franchise tags to certain players they would like to franchise tag. Some players did not receive a franchise tag. I know Aaron Jones for the Dolphins, he's for the Packers, he didn't receive a franchise tag, and he's definitely one of the Dolphins' top targets. But moving on, Marcus Williams is one of the players on the Saints. He got a franchise tag. Just going through some of the names: Justin Simmons of the Broncos, Taylor Moton of the Panthers, Marcus May of the Jets, Leonard Williams of the Giants, Brandon Sheriff of the Washington football team, Chris Godwin of the Buccaneers. I know you're a big fan of Chris Godwin. Cam Robinson of the Jaguars, Allen Robinson of the Bears. That was tough. That's just some of them. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the players that got franchise tagged?
I mean, I hope these teams are going to actually do something with these players. Mm-hmm. Nothing's worse than seeing a player get franchise tag for a franchise that's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And I look at the Cowboys. It took them a while to get their thing going when they franchise tag Zeke Dak, and everything. So
it paid off.
It did pay off. It did pay off. So I mean, we always want happy endings for these guys. We don't never want these guys to be stuck in a toxic relationship with a team, and then they're sitting there with a Deshaun Watson scenario where they don't want to play there anymore. So I mean that's always a thing. But moving forward, it does put things in perspective for this free agency. It's a lot of offensive linemen, more so from the Chiefs starting lineup that are gone. They're saying almost 60% of the team, their starting front is gone.
Yep. Austin Wright, I think that's his name. Mm-hmm. Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher. I just don't understand why they cut those guys when they know they were quality offensive linemen. And then after they got hurt, everything went bad.
Exactly.
That's the whole reason they lost in the Super Bowl. Pat couldn't even get the ball off. Every time he snapped the ball, he had 3 to 4 defenders in his face. And now they just cut their best offensive lineman. So I mean, I guess we know their draft plan.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I mean, like, I haven't even looked at their draft picks this year. Like, do they even have, unless they're going to trade up, maybe we could see a blockbuster trade and them grabbing Sewell and bringing him to,
But they would have to jump up. They would have to trade a lot of picks to jump up a lot because they have like maybe like 31st pick because they were just in the Super Bowl.
right. Like, they're at
So,
the smack bottom. So, like, they had to give up a lot. And they're on top of that, they're going to end up in the top 3 to get a guy. Push and get top 4 or 5.
honestly,
Maybe,
it's very impossible, almost impossible.
like I don't know. I don't know what their game plan could be for them to be cutting such good linemen. I mean, for teams that need an offensive line, this is the year to really. This is like the lottery for you. Thank you, candy shop.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whatever you want, you basically get. But it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do. I know Mahomes is probably biting his nails right now. Like, yo, what are you doing? This is the reason why we lost.
Exactly. Like we were a game away from another championship, and we lost because I couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah, like the offense is a lot of crumbled. Ooh, excuse me. They crumbled like a cookie in milk that's been sitting in milk too long. Like you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what's going to happen next with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, but speaking of like cuts, we got more cuts. The Bills, they cut John Brown. He's a good receiver, solid receiver, really fast. Let's see, the Broncos cut AJ Bouye. Lions cut Desmond Trufant. I'm just going through some of them, not all of them, of course. The Texans, JJ Watt. We already talked about that. We got got Richie Incognito getting dropped by the Raiders along with Gabe Jackson and Terrell Williams. Yep.
Incognito's in the same boat as Myers Leonard.
Oh, definitely.
Big rocks.
Definitely. But Richie Incognito can get more chances. That's the crazy part. But he plays in NFL, so it's different.
We know why.
Yeah, we know why. The Dolphins, Kyle Van Noy. Vikings, they cut Dan Bailey, Riley Reef, and Kyle Rudolph. So that's that one. Saints cut Quan Alexander and Jared Cook and Emmanuel Sanders, Thomas Morstead, Janoris Jenkins, sorry. Giants, they cut Devontae Freeman. I know you like Devontae Freeman.
Yeah. I like Janoris Jenkins too. I was shocked when I seen the Saints let him go, but I think that was a cap room move. I feel like
definitely a cap room move.
This offseason, I feel like for the NFL is going to be one that mirrors the NBA's offseason.
I mean, it's COVID times. They don't have as much money as they had before, so a lot of players are going to get cut.
So like these signings are going to be wild. I'm interested to see where these guys go, especially guys like Janoris Jenkins, because he really didn't. He's not a bad cornerback. John Brown's not a bad receiver.
Yeah, it's just like Kyle Van Noy, not a bad linebacker. It's just teams don't have that much cap space right now because of COVID. They just don't have the cap space right now. They have to do a lot of restructuring of contracts. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of players get their contracts restructured because you just can't pay them the same amount of money. Right, as of right now, players are going to get traded. A lot of draft picks might not even get signed. So
that's tough. That's
you're going to get drafted and not even get a contract. Might not even make it to training camp because the team can't afford you.
And that's just like, dang. But like even in the case of like the Chiefs, if I'm those offensive linemen, I'm feeling away because they just gave Pat Mahomes this historic contract. Like, yo, you don't got a couple mil for me?
But it's Patrick Mahomes though.
Okay, and you see what Patrick Mahomes was without me as an offensive lineman.
But those offensive linemen, they're not like Joe Thomas. They're not like the best. They're not like top 10 offensive linemen.
Okay,
they're good offensive linemen, but that's my
point.
But they're not like ones you'll give a 10-year, $500 million contract to.
I'm not saying you're supposed to get him a 10-year, $500 million contract, but at the end of the day, I feel like this is just in general. nobody really gives the big guys enough credit.
Mhm.
They don't value offensive linemen enough to the point where they feel like they're valuable enough for this type of money, and that's the problem. And that's just this is just me speaking out loud. Like, I mean, thinking out loud, like offensive linemen really make or break your team. You can have all of the skilled players in the world, but if Derrick Henry can't get the ball, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Tua can't get the ball off to Devontae Parker or hopefully eventually Kenny Galladay, what's the good of having him?
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta have those blockers, man. And it's just like they're going to regret letting those guys walk, or at least not trying to negotiate a contract with them, saying, "Hey, look, this is just for the year. When the cap goes up next year after COVID, we can work something out." Because these guys are going to go to a different team that have the promising offense, and they're going to help that team go, whether they all stick together or they all go somewhere else.
Watch when they all go to Jacksonville. When Jacksonville drafts Trevor Lawrence,
That's scary.
or they
That's
all go to
scary.
Cincinnati with Joe Burrow.
That's really all they need. They got the quarterback. That's half the battle.
Mm-hmm. But I think that, like I told you before, the Dolphins should really look into those boys.
Because we have the QB, we have the cap space. You know,
All it takes is a little check, a little signing of a little check.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we got it. We got it. You know.
Mm-hmm. And well, staying on the cuts, Titans they cut Malcolm Butler and Kenny Vaccaro, and the football team cut Alex
Yeah,
Smith.
I really want Alex Smith in Miami.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, because we do have Tua, the sophomore slump is real. It is a real thing. And I feel like Alex Smith could be the mentor that he wanted to be for Dwayne Haskins to Tua.
Mm-hmm. Or the mentor he was to Patrick Mahomes and Colin Kaepernick.
Exactly. You know, like
Yeah.
he's a very good quarterback. And in the games where if Tua's having a rough day, Alex Smith is not a bad guy to have back up. And then you have hopefully some really good receivers to throw the ball to. Hopefully he's getting the ball to throw the ball to Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm. Or Jalen Waddle or Kyle Pitts.
We can let Kyle Pitts slide.
Yeah, I would let him slide too, but people have been talking about Kyle Pitts, and I'm like, maybe, but I prefer a receiver. I prefer a receiver, not a tight end.
Yeah, like Kyle Pitts is good, but I'm not grabbing him in the first round.
Oh no, I would grab him in the first round.
Absolutely.
Just not like I don't know if I'd grab him top 3.
No, I'd rather have Waddle. I'd rather have Jamar Chase and Waddle or Devontae Smith and Waddle. However you want to cut it, Waddle's the 18th pick.
So you don't want a running back or anything, or a linebacker.
We get a running back second quarter. Second round.
What about linebacker?
Get a linebacker second round.
Oh, nah, man. We gotta get a linebacker unless we pick up like Hassan Reddick.
Bro, you forgetting Von Miller's a free agent this year.
He's not. He's trading. Yeah, if we have to get him, we have to trade for him.
That's fine.
It all depends if they're actually if the Broncos are actually shopping him.
If he pulls a Deshaun Watson and he just says I'm not happy here, they're gonna let him go. And on top of that, he's still having his off the field issues as well. Even
I think it was dismissed though, right?
I believe so. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Who knows? I want him in Miami. That would be nice.
Yeah. Imagine him and JJ Watt on the same team. Ridiculous. In their primes, though. In their primes, not right now, but in their primes.
Even now, I feel like that'd be scary.
Shit, I mean, now with JJ Watt playing like 6 games a year, but
yeah, well, he gonna play them 6 games towards the end of the night. That's what I was saying. He should have just played with the guys.
You said he gonna play all them games in the playoffs.
Hey, every last game in the playoff, my boy. Every last game.
Yes, sir. But moving on to the out of bounds segment. Recently, you told me that you got the vaccine, man. How was it?
Got it today, actually. Here's the after effect of it, right on the tattoo.
Did you get like 2 doses or just one?
So you only get 1 dose, and then I get my second dose next month. It honestly doesn't hurt. Like, I don't feel sick or anything. Like, my arm's a little sore because they said like it's gonna be a little sore on the first one. But I mean, overall, I feel fine.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to have a normal summer, as close to normal as possible. I want to travel, and I don't really want to worry about getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's good.
That's my only thing about it.
You got where did you get it at? I know down here, like Publix is offering a lot.
Really?
Yeah, Publix is doing it here.
See, I'm a frontline worker. I work on campus at my school, so I had to get it. So I got it for free. I just kind of walked in, that's my name, told them everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sat there for 15 minutes. That was it. I mean, one of my friends, he was working up there. He told me like somebody did like pass out after getting it, but like it happens. It's just one of the side effects. So
that's a big side effect, though.
I mean, it could happen, but it couldn't happen. Like I didn't have it. Like some people have rashes.
Maybe the person just didn't like needles.
No, like they sat there and then. Boop. I mean, bro, you'll be all right, bro. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get it eventually. I'm gonna get it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are a little hesitant against it, but at the end of the day, like you can believe your little YouTube conspiracies and everything if you want to. That's perfectly fine. I'm not knocking anybody, but I recently had heard news that somebody close to me had passed away due to COVID. So we've had family members that actually had COVID. So I'm gonna take the vaccine. If I turn into a brain-eating zombie, then hey, that's on me.
Mm-hmm.
Full cooler.
Hey,
it is what it is.
Anything to protect your health, bro.
For sure.
But moving on, it's hot take time. I got something extremely hot.
This one's all right. Yeah, you done stepped it up this week.
Yeah, something extremely hot. I seen a report talking about the Chicago Bears are willing to trade a boatload of picks for Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, and it got me thinking, like, man, what if the Seahawks traded for Deshaun Watson and the Texans traded for Russell Wilson? Now, Deshaun would be in a pretty bad situation with the offensive line with the Seahawks, but the team overall is much better than what he has in Houston.
Yeah.
Now, Russell Wilson, on the other hand, the situation's not as good, but he has a fresh start. He has more. He'll have way more say, maybe. So, I mean, it doesn't really work out too well for Russell Wilson, but it works out for Deshaun Watson. Now, both of them have no trade clauses, so you have to talk to them and try to convince them, like, hey, like, if you go here, this is what can happen. But that's what I think might happen. You gotta look out for that.
That was hot. That burned. That burned a little bit. I wish I had some more vitamin water I could have gave you. I think so for my hot take is I believe the Dallas Cowboys will actually be playoff contenders this year. With Dak Prescott signing this big contract, the Cowboys really weren't that bad this year when Dak played. They were actually in the playoff hunt. And with their division really not being the best in the NFL, with Dak being there, in my eyes, they're the best team in that division. Now, will they be able to beat the Packers? Probably not. The Rams? Probably not. The Bucks? Absolutely not. But they will definitely make the playoffs, at the very least, the wild card. And that's just how I'm viewing it. They will at least get a playoff game in the wild card, at the very least. Because they have a great receiving core. They're getting their quarterback back. They have a pretty decent offensive line. The defense is good. And then it doesn't hurt that you have a monster back there named Ezekiel Elliott running the football.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But I do feel like the Dallas Cowboys, the city of Dallas, will get to cheer for their team in the playoffs to some extent this year.
Until they go up against Aaron Rodgers.
Or Matt Stafford with the Rams.
Yeah, they had a nice run.
You tried. You tried.
Yep. Made it farther than other teams. But all right, guys, that's it for today's show. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Boca Raton Tribune on all social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just look for @Boca Tribune. You can also follow the show on Instagram @the_timeout7. Follow me on my personal Twitter @TreyAvant3. Noah?
Oh, you don't let me do it this week?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can follow me on Instagram @ArtBuildingNoah. You can follow me on Twitter @WhoBuildsArcs.
Timeout airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. As always, this is the Avant Bros signing off.